Hey y'all, it is Glam Game Rebecca here, and in today's video we are doing Game and a Makeup. We are playing StarCraft 2, playing Warzone, and I'm using the yellow row of the new Nomad Provence palette. If you are interested in seeing the look that I created with this, more of a neutral look to go with the brown shirt that I'm wearing, then keep on watching because that's what this is. So for this look, I wanted to try and keep it simple because I was going out somewhere. I was wearing a dark brown top. And so I used 3 shades or 4 shades from the Nomad Provence palette, which is their France palette that they just came out with back in July or August of 2022. And I also used a single shadow from Copacetic Cosmetics. Now, the game that I'm playing, the StarCraft 2, this is a co-op challenge. The person I'm playing, Warzone, I was trying to get her max back to 15 because the game, of course, it levels out to 15. But the eye look is pretty simple. I start with the yellow, like mustard kind of shade, which is Mille de Lavande. And I start with that in my crease. And because one of my eyes is more hooded than the other, I have to keep like looking to see what I'm doing. I look down, I look up, I open my eyes, I raise my eyebrows. I do all kinds of like crazy like eye acrobatics on my eyes just so that I can see what's going on. And of course, I think I was randomly blurting on a song. And at one point, I think Jason came in to talk to me. So there was all kinds of randomness going on, which is why I have the sound muted for not only the game but the video. The game is sped up at 2.5 times, and the guy that you see coming up on the screen talking, he's like, and I was like, yeah, that's probably not a good thing to keep in the video. So I went ahead and muted the game sound because I was initially going to leave the game sound in, and then I decided better of it. So the eye look so far is pretty simple. I've only used the 1 shade, and it's funny, if you look on the outer edge, it actually looks like it's darker, but it's the same shade. So depending on where you put the shadow and how you build it up, I noticed that the formula for this shadow, which is very, very soft, very crumbly, it tends to want to get a little darker as you build it. Now, I'm going into that lighter shade. This is the Champs de Tournesol. So, I haven't spoken any French in like years, so don't shoot the messenger here. My parle français en petit. So, it's very few and far between that I actually can speak like minimal French now, even though I took it for an entire year in high school, not just 1 semester, but I took it for like 2 semesters. So I did French 1 and 2 in high school, but that was more than 20 years ago. So I'm just kind of buffing out the outer edges and then using that on the inner part of my eye, just kind of keeping it a simple look. And this being yellow isn't as like punchy as you would expect a yellow eye look to be. This is kind of more muted. This could be considered a more neutral, everyday kind of eye makeup look. It's not very bold. So you should be able, if you're looking for like work appropriate makeup, you could probably get away with wearing this to work and people won't really pay too much attention because it's not like a yellow that's going to scream at you all day. These are more muted tones. So you have more like a mustard yellow and more of like a pastel buttercup kind of color for the 2 mattes that I have used so far. And the shimmer shade that I end up using from the center, which is Fleur de Mimosa, it's like yellow with a green shift. So it's really pretty. It looks very brilliant in the pan, but when you put it on, depending on what's underneath the shadow, depends on what it ends up reflecting. So I thought that was kind of neat, and it's their special shade. Now this is the single shadow from Copacetic Cosmetics. This is from one of her new collections. This is the shade called Demon King, and there I'm showing you my shirt. This is brown, but it's also like a bronze color. It shifts just ever so slightly, and it could just be the micro shimmer that she included in it. So there's like this bronze shimmer effect to it with a brown base. So I ended up using this on the outer part of my eye to bring in the colors from my shirt and to make this a little bit more of a neutral look. So like I said, you could probably get away with wearing this to work. Now I have to say that the shadow needs to have some sort of glitter glue or glitter adhesive underneath of it if you have creasy eyelids like I do, or you have a defined mobile lid like I do. I noticed that this shadow tends to want to stick in that crease and separate just a little bit after several hours of wear. So the first few hours that you wear it, it's beautiful. It stays smooth looking. It stays nice and fluid on the lid. But then probably about the 5 or 6 hour mark is when you start noticing that your eye is eating your eyeshadow. So just something to keep in mind. I didn't use a sticky glitter adhesive because this is all real time. I have not cut anything out. You saw the fuzzy camera. You saw it blur out a few times. I have not edited the video footage at all, other than to just shrink the video down to the corner where it's at so you can see it while I'm, playing the game. And I did that on purpose because, number one, there was only like a 10-ish minutes worth of video for the actual eye look. So this took me about 10 minutes to do. Now, before I had come on camera, I had already done concealer, and correct my yellow corrector and my concealer and my powder under my eyes. I hadn't at that point done my blush, bronzer, highlighter, lip color. I didn't do any of that, and I didn't do my brows. So I do that later after I pause the video. You'll see here in a minute. So this shade from Copacetic is super smooth, just so you know. And there I'm going into that Fleur color, that really pretty yellow green shifting one, and I'm going to put that on the inner part of my eye. So I did like almost 3/4 with the one color, and now I'm putting this the rest of the way. Look at me destroying stuff in that game. Blow it up! Blow it all up! Uh-oh, fire's coming. Get off the low ground. You're gonna get burned. Sorry. Actually, if you look at the center of my eyelid, you can see how it's more green in the center of my eyelid going over that brown shade, but more towards the corner of the eye, it's more yellow. So there you can see a really good indication of the shift of that eyeshadow from the Nomad Cosmetics palette. And I like how both of these played together. And Felicia's been cranking out some really neat color stories and stuff lately. And I just got her other palette, the Montverde palette, about a week or so ago. And I've already done 4 looks with that. 2 of which I did not film. But then the other 2 that I did film, and they were more graphic and whatnot. So look for those to come. I think I even filmed one set of eye looks on my phone with one of the new Nomad palettes. She's put out several this year so far. So she's starting to, the brand is starting to come back from COVID-19. So it's nice to see. And they have lip glosses. This collection here came out with lip glosses. And I'm not really a big fan of lip glosses because they're thick and they're sticky, and I really don't, I don't like how thick most of them are, but okay. Now there's with mascara and liner on, and I ended up using a bronze and yellow liner. So I used bronze towards the outer edge and yellow towards the center of the beginning part of my eye on my waterline. And then there's the rest of the face. What do you guys think? And then I'm going to have some still photos here in just a minute. So I haven't done a whole lot of filming lately with the makeup, I mean, the video games, that kind of stuff, because I've kind of been in a funk. Ever since I lost my job, it's put me in a serious funk. I have to get back in the groove of things. It seems as though, like, my get up and go got up and walked off. My every day, it's like every day is like mundane. I get up, I get coffee, I look for a job, I apply to a handful of jobs, I go find something to clean, I bother the cats, I harass Jason. Right now, when I'm editing this, he is in New York, so I'm here by myself with the two monsters. And it's like I have to keep finding things to do, like yard work or going outside or walking around the yard, because I am absolutely bored out of my mind. I am now listing items for sale on multiple platforms. One website that I have stated for years that I absolutely hated, I reopened an account on there and I'm now listing stuff for sale on there because I need the income. The lawyer that I was talking to kind of has blown me off, or the paralegal. I guess I never even spoke to the lawyer. I was still at the paralegal stage of things. So I'm waiting on the EEOC. I have an appointment, but it's not until February. Like, holy cow. I had an appointment with the Social Security Administration already. Thankfully, they were able to find all of my previous applications and everything dating all the way back to 1999 when I first applied for disability for all of my physical and mental ailments that I've had over the years. So maybe now I can get it. So I got some promising news on that after speaking with the adjuster. So hopefully things get better for me. I'm just kind of in a funk. If you have video ideas, please leave them down below. I will get them filmed. Anything to get me going right now would be great. So I am looking for any advice, any thoughts, anything. I will talk to you all later. Bye.